Welcome, everybody. Good Lord. We were supposed to take days off, but shit happened, and we've been going for like 5 days. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, 4 days. But here we are, the fourth day of the stream, and then you guys are going to be streaming tomorrow because of Formula One, which Ferrari pole 4.
Is that why you're wearing Ford Mobility shirt?
I just want to do it in spite, in pure spite.
Oh, he's doing an advertisement for Red Bull's upcoming Ford engine deal.
Yeah. They're when Red Bull turns to absolute shit in 2026.
Oh yeah, because of the American engine.
It doesn't matter. It's a Honda engine. How the hell is a Honda engine winning?
What do you mean?
Because they have done pretty good work.
Honda's been in racing in like every single segment forever.
I'm just saying, Max Verstappen is beating everyone in a VTEC engine. VTEC Honda Civic engine. That's
I drive a Civic. What are you trying to say, bro?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying you got the VTEC. You ever hear him drive?
Man, Dash been shitting on the Japanese cars here.
Absolutely not. You give me a Nissan Skyline, I am a happy man.
Skyline.
Oh,
easy there, Boomer. You're going back to the 90s.
Oh, don't you have fun like Paul Walker had, man?
Oof. That joke just crashed and burned, literally. Oh man. But anyways, guys, well, we've essentially, this is going to be the viewer/listener call-in show. You guys can come in and talk about your topics. You want to talk about the whole Allegri situation. You want to talk Formula One. You want to talk about the NFL schedule releases. We have a lot. So you guys, we're throwing the link on now. There's not really much for us to really keep you guys out of the conversation like we normally do. So if you're available, you want to come in, you want to talk about something, come in and talk about something. You want to say Allegri sucks, you can say Allegri sucks. You want to say Montero's a bum, you can say Montero's a bum. And I will tell you first, Montero is a bum.
I want to say it.
Okay.
And if you want to say Giuntoli is a bum, you can say that as well.
Giuntoli is a soft ass bitch.
He's, corporate people.
No, but
I think he has a hard shell, but the inside is soft like a marshmallow.
Because like, for example, and this is where I find this. Oh, we got Sal. The reason why I'm saying Giuntoli is soft as hell is because, like, for example, and if the reporters are wrong about this, then like the reporters make Giuntoli look like an absolute pussy, which I'm all here for it. Because they were saying that one of the reasons why Juve got pissed was that Allegri told Giuntoli to fuck off and not celebrate with the team. And apparently Giuntoli wanted to fire him for that, which, if that is true, if that's the reporters doing their job, they just exposed our sporting director for being soft as shit.
It's not one occurrence, though. It's they distill it.
I'm just saying.
Everyone's shit. Sal, you're not shit. We like you. How you doing?
I appreciate that. Good thing you guys are doing this today as opposed to yesterday. Yesterday I was really fired up. So,
Well, we didn't do it yesterday, just earlier.
Oh, I mean the call-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
So, but yeah. So here's a couple of things, if you guys will allow me to cook for a second.
Floor is yours.
Take all the time you need. Please.
Thank you. I have no problem if Juventus has a code of conduct, right? And if they apply it, that's fine. What I don't like is the hypocrisy in it, right? And here's how I'll explain that. For some of the younger, Juve fans who didn't really recall too much of Conte's spell, there was a period of time where Conte couldn't even coach the club. He was sitting in the stands because he basically was being punished for betting on games. So the club stuck behind him through it. Now, am I saying Conte did it? No. Do I think it was a trumped up charge as usual? Yes. Am I happy that the club stuck behind them? Of course. So if you're going, and I'm talking like a long time, I can't remember quite a bit, but it was like maybe half a season, maybe even more, that he literally could not coach the club. We were paying him not to coach. So if you're telling me that the club stuck behind Conte for that, and the club decided to sack Max for, a culmination of 3 years worth of nonsense, and then you use that and you're opportunistic to use that, then I have a little bit of a problem with that. Right? So, do I think this was personal? Yeah. Did anybody put a gun to Juve's head to tell them that they had to fire Max with 2 days left to the point that he couldn't, say goodbye to the fans in the stadium? No, not at all. Nothing. They had nothing to lose by keeping him for 2 extra games. This was just to send a message. And I think that Giuntoli really was butthurt that Max reacted the way he did when Giuntoli wanted to, celebrate with the team on the field. Do I understand why Max did it? Yeah. Did Max give them an opening? Yeah, for sure. Do I think that Max knew that? Yeah, absolutely. But thinking about it, just putting myself in Max's shoes, because I try to do that as well with the management, there was nothing that Giuntoli did this year to help the team win this year. That team that was playing in Copa, not one of those players was a Giuntoli player. Giuntoli's work is next year. When Max asked for some reinforcements, in the winter mercado, because we were neck and neck with Inter, and he thought, hey, we might have a chance if we can give me one player of good quality. I'm not even talking world class. He gives him a second division English, team player and a guy with one leg. So yeah, is Max a little bit aggrieved? Sure. Maybe he did want to leave that day. He didn't want to play the next 2 games. And if that's the case, bravo, Max. We don't know all the details yet in terms of financials, if there was a severance, what they have to pay out ultimately, but it's a bad look. And the funny thing is with Juventus, I'm talking management, in their treatment of club legends, this is nothing new. They did it with ADP. They did it with Marquisio. This is nothing new. So am I upset with the front office? Yeah, I've been upset with them for 3 years, and I'm upset with them now. Now, what I'll say on the flip side of that is, am I a Giuntoli out guy? No, because I'm not an agenda merchant. I want Giuntoli to succeed, because if Giuntoli succeeds, the club succeeds. I want the next coach, whether it's
There are already hashtags for Giuntoli out.
No, I don't think so.
I'm sure. And what I'm going to say is that whoever the next coach is, I'm also going to support them, because I want the club to win. So, for all these other guys who've been hoping for this for 3 years, fine, you got it. And you know what? If the next coach comes and everything works out great and we get back to where we're supposed to be, I'll be celebrating right along with you guys. But the one thing I will say now is that Giuntoli has staked a claim that this is his club. Everything that happens from here on out has his fingerprints all over it. I'm rooting for him, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be super critical if things don't go the way that they're supposed to go. And that's it. That's all I had.
Yeah, and I kind of want to touch on one thing, right? Because, like, for example, I made the argument as well about him essentially leaving the roster out to dry in January. And like, for example, some of the names that I said was like, for example, Jack Bonaventura, and people are like, well, he's ass. And Roberto Pereira, well, he's ass. The issue is, guys, we were running a midfield 3 for the last 5 months of Rabiot, Locatelli, and McKennie. Nothing else. So you have to take into a factor of fatigue and poor form. Guess what happened? Poor form for sure on Locatelli, and fatigue overall for all of them. We haven't had any proper midfield competition for a starting position. If you throw in a Jack, if you throw in a Pereira, I'm not expecting world of wonders. I'm expecting proper rotation and proper competition in the midfield department, because they are going to be competing for starting positions. For sure, because Jack Bonaventura wants to make the Euro squad. Locatelli wants to make the Euro squad. Pereira, I think, still has a stake in Uruguay for Copa America. He would have. So you had all of those players competing for minutes, which would have drove them all to become better. I'm not saying world beaters. Again, that's not the argument that I'm trying to make here. But again, you spent $4, potentially $5 million on Charlie, and the amount of money you spent on Jello. And to be honest with you, Jello wasn't hardcore scouted. You utilized Way as a connection to get him to join the club, and you did it to spite Inter again. So you spent about $7 million, where I think Pereira would have been free, and then Jack Bonaventura, roughly, I would say $5 to 10 million tops. Even if you loaned him for 6 months, and you gave them something in return, you gave Fiorentina a discount on our tour or whatever, the move wouldn't have had to happen as long as, like, for example, you knew Gentoli was trying to make it happen. And that's one of the issues that I had. And Raven, why didn't Hans Nicolosi play more? Because just like Moretti, he is not physical enough to handle the midfield in Serie A. They are getting, if you've seen Moretti play against physical players, you've seen Hans play against physical players, they will get fly swatted. That was one of the issues with Sule whenever Frosinone played against a physical team. These are kids. They have very lean and tiny bodies. So you go up against a physical midfield, you're not going to do well. Whereas you have a Jack who has played in Serie A for a decade. You have Pereira that's played in Serie A for a decade. You have well-seasoned hole-plugging guys. And it's my opinion that he played well in Atalanta. Yes, but
No,
that's one...
it's different. No, it's different. Atalanta is a finesse midfield. You can't compare the midfield of Atalanta against other teams' midfields like Ederson, Koopmeiners, Pasalic, De Roon, whoever they play. It is a finesse midfield. If you put Hans against Inter, which we did, we didn't trust him with the ball or anything because we knew that he's not strong enough to keep the ball in 1v1 duels. And him, if you have him in a deep-sitting midfield role, like we play our Regista, he will get eaten alive. If you have that much room to defend and that less room to create something, because you will get swarmed by Inter's midfield. So the problem is that Atalanta, yes, it worked, but they are, like I said, a finesse midfield. They are different to the Inter midfield. Milan has a physical midfield. With Benacer is a pure destroyer. Reinders is all over the field, and it's with most of the other teams that Nicolosi wouldn't work. It's, in my opinion, even worse to have Nicolosi instead of Miretti, because Miretti can concentrate a little bit more on creating rather than being in physical 1v1 duels. But Hans, as a deep-sitting midfielder, is constantly in those duels. And that's the problem.
And moving on, like, for example, Pereira was available up until September for a free transfer. And then
he
it was
didn't
signed.
have a contract. He
didn't have a contract.
He was a free agent, yeah.
He was a free agent until Indonesia just decided to offer him one because no one did.
And this level of team as well, if you give them a few $1 million for somebody that's on the back end of their career, that they can take that few mil and invest in a couple young players and rebuild from there. Not to say it's never 100%. We know that, but
yeah, it's the idea. It's the gesture of attempting. That's the one thing. It's the attempt, because, like, for example, Udinese is more willing to let Pereira go than Samardich, because Samardich is a key cog, where Pereira is a depth player for them. Juve didn't need an all-star midfielder in January. They needed proper rotational pieces. Kind of like what we say at the trade deadline for the NFL, right, guys? Because I know we have some NFL watchers with you three. You get pieces to help maintain a second half sustainable run. Would it have worked? It's all what ifs, right? Because, like, for example, Jack's form went down, Pereira's form went down, and, they ended up equating to nothing, which is fine now currently, right? But you look at it, maybe it would have been a different scenario if the move happened. There's so many different tangibles. The issue that I had was that, why make the Charlie deal at all, in my opinion? Because he wasn't the profile that you needed.
Well, we all did question it when it came out. It never made sense. It still doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We saw the upside, but at the same time, how the hell are you going to spend $5 million for 6 months? Because when initially for my interpretation, when he first came on, I thought he was already ready to go. It took about a month and a half for him to go. And then when he went, he was terrible.
And he got hurt.
And he got hurt on top of that.
And I think also the issue is as well, like what signal did that send to the team, right? Nobody was expecting us to be, a point or two away from Inter going into, the winter mercado. We were all surprised.
Yep.
And it was definitely overachieving. And we, I remember how many lives we did where we were just like, this is ridiculous, right? I mean, we were stoked, started to believe. And then, the team hangs in there and it's like, okay, well, how are we going to get in, for the second half? Are we really going to make a push at these guys? And then we got what we got. Like, how do you think the team took that? Right?
Clearly, they didn't take it well. It looks like they gave up. They said, fuck it.
Exactly. That's the thing. And it's like, okay, well, I guess top 4 really is the objective, And then they let them put off the gas mentally. Should they have? No. But it's a young team too, right? With a lot of people who up until a week ago never even lifted a trophy.
Yeah.
So it's like,
ahead,
it's bad optics. It was a bad look. It showed a lack of support, not only just for Max, but for the club, if you wanted to try to make a real push for the championship. And that's, to me, that's not Juve, right?
And it kind of falls in line, too, with, for example, and this is speculation, right? I don't know what the hell's in Gentili's head, but if Gentili's like, shit, if he wins the league, I can't fire him. Because we don't know if Gentili walked in there with the idea of keeping him. We don't know, right? Because, like, for example, when he came in from Napoli, we didn't know if he's an Allegri guy, if he's not an Allegri guy.
This is almost like a Ted Lasso thing, right?
It is.
Guy to lose.
Exactly. So it's just like, for him, it's like, say that he does the reinforcements and say that Juve win the title, or say that Juve push close to second. It becomes extremely difficult for him to fire him. Because in the court of public opinion, why would you do that? You'd be completely stupid to do that.
Yeah. And by the way, we see with only one Copa victory how the fan base all of a sudden returned onto Max's side, which is absolutely crazy to me. He won silverware when they all shat on him, and now all of a sudden everybody turned back onto Max's side. And now imagine, like you guys just explained.
Yeah.
Like,
to answer, go ahead, Dave.
Imagine if he wins the title, and see how the fan base then turns onto Max's side, and then you don't have a basis to fire him or sack him or don't renew the contract. And this was a perfect storm for the management. This was a perfect storm. It gave them the opportunity to get basically free of his contract right now without compensation, because there's nothing like in court of law right now. Right now it's a sacking. They save all the salary. So yeah, for the management, it's a win right now.
It is for them, unfortunately. So, kind of talking to Gaetano, when will Montero be officially announced? Montero cannot be announced until after the under-19s play Frosinone. The reason is because Montero, as the title says, the red card bandit, has been suspended for a game. So if he was announced on Friday to be the first team coach, he would be suspended Monday. He would have to serve a suspension against Bologna. So what Juve are trying to do, a little bit dastardly from them, is they're keeping Montero on as the coach until after the Frosinone game that the under-19s are playing, and then they'll promote him where he's served his 1-game ban.
Yep, and then you can do the paperwork officially.
Yeah, and then you can do the paperwork, because right now the people that are running the training sessions is Magnanelli, and then there was another individual that I forgot as well, because those are the only 2 staff members that have remained. So all of the other staff that Allegri has have all left with them. Look, I'm just going to tell you guys, these next 2 games, I wouldn't even bother watching them.
Oh, thanks. Don't come for the watch along. Okay.
I'm sorry. There's no value in those games. What are you gonna watch? Montero fumble as a coach? Because
you know why? Because a certain content creator said Montero wouldn't allow this, and I want to be petty and see if he would.
Well, that guy has can't even rub 2 brain cells with the amount of dope he smoked. But it's like you're not gonna get anything good out of it. Like it's Montero to me isn't a good coach. And people were sitting there back in February saying sack Allegri and put Montero in the interim. So it's just like, what is that? Like what is that? Like, really? And it's like nobody that was watching the under-19s were sitting here glazing Montero as this nitty gritty coach. And I'm like, have you? None of you guys watched the under-19s? Like, I could tell you, Misak was in the point of smashing keyboards because of how dumb people's takes were at that point.
Unfortunately, it's very hard to even watch the under-23s. We finally caught a bit of it today, but Jesus, like, no, it's hard. It's hard to watch these guys, and as a result, people don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, and then also it's always funny, and I hate saying this because I love Pirlo as a player. So when I speak about Pirlo where it doesn't sound glowing, it's Pirlo as a coach, right? They're two completely separate things. So even all the people who were making the comparisons with Max and Pirlo, oh, Pirlo won 2 trophies. Oh, Pirlo did this. Oh, Pirlo did that. You know what else Pirlo did yesterday? He lost to Palermo in the Serie B playoffs.
I know.
That's what Pirlo did. Okay? So let's calm down a little bit, guys.
People still want him back. People still have the blasphemy to say that they want him back. I can't believe it. Look, and if, for example, say that Roma beat Atalanta on the weekend, that they lost in the opposite way, I don't think Allegri would have got sacked. Because, like, for example, this is something that Juve tried to be an opportunist on, because they're like, okay, great. And also, I don't think, and like, for example, I don't think Allegri would have had that outburst if Champions League wasn't secured, right? Like, I doubt that he would have had that outburst. So again, we can play the what ifs, right? But I don't think if Roma won that game, I don't think things would have happened the way that they would have happened. It would have been a super showdown against Bologna, and Thiago Motta, if he's really going to be Juve's next coach, he would have threw that game away because, insider dealings, yuck, yuck, yuck. But it's just for me, and to kind of add on it, Dave, and I don't know if it's true or not, German Dave, but I saw that Juve essentially submitted 5 articles for the violations of the code of conduct to Allegri's team.
Yep.
And team, I mean lawyers, and Allegri's lawyers have 5 days to respond to it.
Yep.
So the idea is, and this is kind of where I find it very scumbaggery from the Juve board, is that they're trying to gimp him out of money, which to me I find absolutely ironic, right? Because it's like, you're really going to do that? Like, are you seriously going to do that right now? Like, out of everything that's happened, that to me it's faceless.
But that's what I'm saying. The ship has already sailed on that, because they fired him with immediate effect. So they are already on track of not paying his money, basically, because they sacked him with the immediate effect. And now with the court cases, they try to how they try to sue him is it's basically to just ensure that they don't have to give him any money. It's just they're trying to make sure that what they wanted, get him away for free, that goes through like they wish.
And that's why the wording on that goodbye was as harsh as it was, because it was an amicable split. It was, from what I can understand, it was a split cause. So,
100%. There was no thank you, nothing.
Yeah, so if they're firing for cause, that means that they're going after that money. So that's why there was no thank you, Max, or anything like that. And that's why they were very explicit in saying that he was getting fired due to his actions. So, I mean, look, I'm not. Do I think it's a scumbag move? Yeah, but again, it's a business, and he's on a big contract, and we're penny pinching, right? Yep. So,
well, it's just to kind of add on that, Sal, is if the folks are going to sit there and argue, well, man, Del Piero was done bad, but I'm happy that Allegri. That to me is like they were done the same way.
Okay, guys, this has come up a couple times now. If you haven't noticed, man, the trees are coming all over the place right now. I'm on so many allergy pills right now that I'm a piece of shit. So, and I know this is gonna. I know this is a trigger for a couple of you guys.
I love it.
I am gonna go make another tea. I'm gonna make another tea, and you guys can go.
Stop promoting it. Stop promoting this move.
I love this. It's anarchy.
All right, so everybody, if you join the Discord, which you absolutely should do, myself, I saw immediately the Instagram post by Fabrizio that De Zerbi has changed his mind and said goodbye to Brighton with now 2 game days earlier, by the way, so before the season ended. Ironically, 1 day after Juve communicated the sacking of Max Allegri. Please tell me that there's nothing to it.
Oh, there
Do I
is.
need-
Oh, there is.
Hold up. The crazy thing is, on Wednesday, so on Thursday, so the day before the sacking happened, he was reconfirming there are no clubs behind me. I will stay with Brighton. 24 hours later, after we sacked our coach, all of a sudden, De Zerbi says goodbye to Brighton.
Oh,
And
there's
I
something.
freaking hate it.
I love it.
I shit on this man and on his tactics, and that he can't win a game that he doesn't score 4 or 5 goals in. A guy that is on, I don't know, 10th, 11th place right now. A coach that got passed by Chelsea that was around February and 12th place is fighting for the Europa League spots right now. So him and Chelsea basically changed places. A Chelsea that we are laughing about. And that man, sorry, but has no defensive coaching. And I think we all agree here in this group that pragmatism wins you the big games. You have to care about defense. You have to build your team from the defense to the offense, so you keep a balance that in games where the offense fails you, like it does with De Zerbi, when his offense fails him and he just scores 0 or 1 goal, he gets destroyed 3 or 4-0. And his philosophy, I hate it. I hate everything about it. And please, God, please, I don't want it. I don't want it, man. And I don't know how to feel if it happens. And by now, and all of a sudden, the backpedal by Fabrizio Romano, where he says, "Oh yeah, the paperwork is with Motta, and he has to decide," and blah blah blah. And Sky Germany just yesterday evening said that it's not even close yet between Motta and Juventus. And sorry, but Sky Germany is very well sourced, especially with Thiago Motta and that surrounding, because they did a lot of research regarding on Motta and De Zerbi and everything because of the Bayern coaching search. So Sky Germany is very well connected, unfortunately. And in this case, I would rather even have Motta, who I rejected in the first place. I have him rather than De Zerbi. And now I'm scared, and it looks like De Zerbi is a candidate. And I'm scared as hell.
Sal, you want to go or do you want me to go?
I heard Napoli needs a coach.
Yeah, but he's not on Napoli's list. He's not on Napoli's list. On
He's on nobody's.
On Napoli's list is Napoli has on his list Pioli, Gasperini. Who did I forget? Conte, I believe, and there was another one. De Zerbi is not on that list.
That's because they didn't know he was available.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh man! Oh man!
Oh my god! Here's the funny thing.
I'm having a stroke over here, man.
So back May 17th, 2019. Here, this is going to be some deja vu for you guys. May 17th, 2024, or 2019, Max gets sacked. Same date, 5 years later, Max gets sacked again. You want to know the correlation of both of those dates? Juve did not have their coach successfully locked in yet. They did not have their next coach locked in on both situations. Both situations. Gaetano, bro, your Internet Explorer, man, he is nowhere on Bayern's list.
No, he's not. Bayern sporting director. Today, after De Zerbi and Brighton communicated that he's not the Brighton coach next season anymore, immediately Bayern sporting director sent out the press release and held a press conference that De Zerbi is not on Bayern's list.
Yeah, you're late to this one, but he was on the list in February, but negotiations stopped back then.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, nobody wants him because he's been found out. He's been exposed for his lack of
You
defensive
want him.
stability.
Stop lying. All of a sudden,
I
you
want
want
him
now.
because I want to see Jay Twitter on flames after
You want
6
to
weeks
see
in the seasons.
You over here are telling to your buddy, to one of the Ds, that you just give a shit on his feelings. That's my problem.
I just want to be diabolical here because, like, for example, the
Oh
reason
my
is, and this is kind of like, for example, and this is like what Misak wants as well, right? Where you switch the coach and you keep everything the same, and you switch the
Oh my
coach and then it just completely combusts.
Oh my god, please. Oh my god, if we play with the high line of Gotti, a slow Danilo,
Hey,
Bremer.
wait,
Oh
but
my
with a
god.
high line, you can actually show Bremer's elite passing ability.
Yeah, but not if Locatelli is part of that and in the way still.
That's even
Oh
Bremer's here.
god. Oh god.
Because that 70 million. I keep hearing it's either 60 or 70. And Man U's drooling all over the guy. So we'll see.
Oh my god.
I'm like I said, I don't want it to happen. I would find it absolutely ironic if it does. Because here's the thing, right? Because back in 2019, we're gonna get Zidane, we're gonna get Pep Guardiola. Guess what you got? You got a Walmart version of those two, like a love child, an alien love child of Zidane and Guardiola in Saudi. Like, you ever notice that? You literally got it. It's just like I want to
Can you get
Zidane.
Sarri, please? Please, can we get Sarri? Honestly, I take him over everybody right now.
Sad.
Please give me the chain smoking again. I smoke even one with him.
Yeah, because that's gonna work with Gentoli.
That goes with Juve.
Oh god.
I don't know. Hey man, that
He's one
actually,
more Scudettos than Mota. So
Yeah, you're thinking about Sarri now.
I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah. You see, I
I'm
told you.
thinking about it.
Dash. Who of the coaches right now that are available, including Motta and Italiano and those guys that have a job right now, but that we think are candidates, like for a new coaching job? Who of them has the best balance?
I would
take
actually
over Mota.
Over Motta?
Yeah.
Which one of them is a better defensive coach, even though he's pretty good offensively?
Honestly,
Italiano
turned into a very pragmatic coach because he has
he would be the dream. In my opinion, Italiano for me would be the dream.
I told you I had a 15-minute PowerPoint presentation. He's my guy.
He's our guy. He's our guy.
He's our guy. You're right. He's
comrade. So I like, for example, the only way. So the answer with Mota Locatelli will be reborn. The only way Locatelli will be reborn is if you get a ball playing midfield next to him.
I thought you were good. I thought you were gonna say if we sent him on loan to Bayern and he learns some ball playing skills.
I'd love the Bayern. Honestly, I love it. I would love if he took that job. I would love it.
Yeah, like for example, it'd be funny though. I think Max could potentially go to PSG or Bayern Munich. If he goes to either one of those two teams and cooks, I'm just laughing my ass off.
Barca's apparently looking as well, but
Barca can't even afford to fire their coach. Barcelona's so broke they took drinking fountains out of the training center. I don't know if that's a true story. I just felt like being asked.
Really, it's like if we thought our financial situation was bad, like
not even Inter's situation is as bad as Barcelona's. And Inter's is bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sal could speak on this personally. If you think people's financial situations are gonna be bad, give it a couple of weeks. Sal's gonna be the proud owner of Inter Milan.
Well, is this a good segue into that?
Yes, no, it is because you dropped this a week or so ago that this was happening, and now you have some juicy news right now for Inter. So do break it down for us.
Inside Sock guys.
A lot of it's in the Discord, guys. So if again, lot of good stuff there. I actually just recently posted something. If one of you guys can share this last one, I think it's very, very funny.
Yeah, I can pull it up.
Yeah, if you don't mind, and then I can give some context here. But this last one I just shared a couple minutes ago is just, and the fact that it's a photo in a church makes my heart smile.
Yeah, just give me 1 second, Sal. I got you.
Yeah, go for it. Let me take a drink real quick and get ready for this.
I love how he's got the red wine going tonight.
So yeah, just folks, so you know, like some background. Sal actually is like in cohorts with the company that is about to own Inter, which is how we know that this is legit. Beppe Morata on Inter's financial situation. We're experiencing some financial problems. We're waiting for the outcome of the situation, and is being spent in a church.
Oh my!
Can I say something about that? Can you get the quote back up? So we are waiting for the outcome. Isn't this the equivalent, Dave, of Ferraris? We are checking.
Yeah, it sort of is.
Oh
Man,
my
it's
God.
just everything around this. I know we're
Oh,
a bit of a laughing stock. We tend to do that to ourselves, but Inter as well, man. Like,
yeah, this is good stuff.
Sal,
Can I say
Sal,
one
the
thing?
floor is yours.
Right?
The floor is yours, sir. Please.
Right. This goes to show how irrelevant Inter is anyway, because something like this, where the current Serie A champions are about to get, a hostile takeover, nobody's even talking about it. All they're talking about is Juve and Max. So if anybody was wondering on the island of relevancy, for my WWE heads out there, who is the one to get acknowledged? It's always Juve. Just wanted to put that out there. So yeah. So real quick. So Monday, I think the 20th, is the deadline for Inter to pay off, I'd say with interest, about 400 million euros. And basically what happened was in 2021, Inter was in some real bad financial straits, because they've always been, because their ownership is part of a defunct Chinese real estate company, which is an absolute shambles because China's real estate market is completely trash. So they have no money. They never had any money. So in 2021, they were bleeding cash. They took out a loan from a company called Oaktree. So Oaktree is a very large U.S. Asset management company, and they specialize in distressed debt. Nobody's more distressed than Inter. So they took out, I say about call it like $250 million loan at 12% interest. So now that payment's due. The payment's due on the 20th. And now we're talking about almost 400 million. And guess what? They don't have the money.
So they're going to another asset management company to get money for another one, right?
Yeah.
Hey, that's what Barcelona did.
Yeah.
That's what Barca did, and it's still
Yeah.
taking them from behind, man.
Yeah.
that just seems so stupid. 12% on 250 million.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
insane.
Incredible. It's
And
incredible.
the funny thing is, but the funny thing is this, right? So now they're like, shit, we can't. So they were basically looking to go to another large asset manager for basically a bridge loan, right? Something to say, hey, we need a little bit more time. We can't pay this or whatever. So the company PIMCO actually had something in the works. And again, this is all this is all publicly reported on stuff here. And it was going to be more than 12%, obviously, but it was going to give them a lifeline. But Inter, Zhang, being the genius that he is, when they made the original agreement with Oaktree, there's this thing that's called covenants. Oaktree put in some very strong covenants to protect their interests and what they expected on the original loan. And basically, Oaktree, the understanding from them was that Zhang was always going to sell the club. They were giving this loan for them to keep things going until they can sell the club. And then Oaktree was going to get a portion of that, the proceeds from that. And if they didn't, fucking Zhang, this dipshit, he put his ownership stake as collateral on the loan. They can't. They can't get back.
Oh my God, what an idiot!
And guys, this is on the Financial Times. I share a lot of it on the Discord, but and it's just, and I actually put it on there, so it's not behind a paywall. So if you want to read it, go on there. But yes, so and then the thing is, even though Zhang and Pimco had pretty much an agreement in place, Oak Tree could still refuse, right? Because they had strong covenants on there. So if they didn't want to accept that, even though they were going to get paid back, they didn't have to. And that's pretty much what's happening now. So yeah, loans due on Monday, but I believe there's like a Luxembourg holiday or whatever. And Oak Tree can always kind of come up with something in the end, I guess, if they want to give them a little bit of an extension. But it ain't looking good right now. And Zhang is basically doing a mea culpa. He's giving, he's basically even calling out the company by name and like, hey, we're trying to do our best here, but they're not helping us out like they have to. But yeah, so really what could happen is Oak Tree can assume ownership. They don't want to run. They're not they're not like the LA group with AC Milan. They have no interest in running a football club, but they can take Zhang's ownership stakes and then they can turn around and sell the club. So that's pretty much where we're at right now.
And they will. And here's the irony of it here's the irony of the whole situation too. Is that Inter's their net value is so fucking high because it's practically debt.
And the best part is they're going to I don't see how they're not sellers. And I'm not talking small players.
All of them.
They are sellers. And Beppe Perota, as great of a GM as he is, he ain't always going to bat 1,000. He got lucky this year with Onana and fucking Jan. You know what I mean? Like the things, everything went right this year, but you ain't always going to bat that way. And and everybody's going to know you're sellers. So good fucking luck.
So is that to say that there's no interested parties looking to buy? Is there anything?
Only the Saudis.
I would think so, yeah. I'm sure there would be. I don't know. I mean, I would assume they would want to keep Beppe on because he's so good, but who knows, right? They might want to bring their own guys in. But either way, there's going to be a transition going on here. And how the fuck none of this flags to financial fair play or anything like that, I have no idea. For me, having a club $400 million in debt and this didn't flag anywhere, and they're just bouncing along, signing for Tazy, signing all these guys, signing Thuram, signing all these guys, like.
And now they want to bring the brothers together. They said today. Fuck. Go get sold.
They're Paramount's poster club. That's why. That's why Paramount switched Atalanta. Like, hey, we need a new black and blue, but one that's not in debt.
Honestly, according to all football shirt jerseys, Inter doesn't have Paramount Plus on it for next season. So the deal is gone. Congratulations, Atalanta. Now you're the love chat of CBS.
Your connection's real bad. You're a robot right now, man. Dave the robot. Yeah, Dave the robot. See if he can fix that out. You're super choppy, but anyways, yeah. So Churro saying, "Why are you laughing? If they sell to Saudi, then really would buy Haaland, Mbappe, and Vinny."
No, they won't. I'm telling you, they won't. No, you have to be a complete buffoon to invest that much money with the amount of debt you have to. Like, for example, whoever the owner of that club is going to be, they have to pay off all of that debt first. And Sal, correct me if I'm wrong here because you're the financial guru, but that's upwards of 400 million.
Yeah,
the new owner has to invest in.
Is whatever buyer comes in, they'll probably pay off the debt, but that's part of the overall purchase price.
Yeah,
that's so Zhang's going to walk away with nothing.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? So, and yeah. And it's interesting. Sure, they can bring in, like, I'm worried about any Serie A team who's the first one to bring in big, oil money. But then I also think about it, like, I could see them easily turning their eyes on that ownership. You know what I mean? I think even for them, they might want to be like, they're not as like warm and welcoming as like Ligue 1 or Premier League where Man City has 115 pending charges and nobody hears boo.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't see that flying in Serie A just because those dinosaurs will, they're going to view them as outsiders regardless, right? Unless there's some big back deal things going on and suitcases changing hands.
Oh, you mean the goobers that Juve apologized to, even though they tried to award the final to Atalanta? Those goobers?
Yeah, those guys.
I still can't believe the apology, man.
Yeah.
After everything that happened, man.
I'm sorry, Gravino.
Terrible.
I know they're just doing it to be political and to save face, but I mean, you also have to speak up, and that's part of their deal. Is they've been shat on so hard that they're just trying to
spineless.
Yeah,
that's one word, just spineless.
Again, when it comes down to the blatant nonsense of Liz getting ball stomped like that, you got to be like, bro.
Dude, it's crazy that it wasn't even looked at properly.
Yeah, like there's certain limits where it's like, come on, dude, that was just obvious. That was fucking obvious. Everyone can see it now.
The problem is, even if the ref doesn't see it, which I 100% don't believe that he didn't see it, even if he doesn't see it, that the decisions the VAR has to communicate to the referee to stop the game and to look at it, or if I'm wrong.
I think they checked for a red card on the stump. I do think I remember seeing the graph, but it was like, okay, well, if it's not a red, where the fuck's the yellow?
Dude, not a yellow, not even a foul. It was nothing. That's my problem. How is it not even a foul?
He was going for the balls.
Yeah.
It's not a foul. He's playing the ball.
Can I say here, like Elkan, I'm like, I'm miffed. I'm miffed by the guy. I'm a bit miffed right now.
I think he's a coward.
What's the point? What's the point of having a guy who is the CEO of one of the largest national conglomerates in the world in Exor, right? Who owns one of the most iconic brands in the world. I'm not talking Juve, I'm talking Ferrari. A guy who's literal Italian aristocracy, right? Like Aristotle. How the fuck can a guy like that not be able to advocate at FEGC for, consideration? You know what I mean? Like, how are you not able to exert your influence to the point where your team does not get one VAR call?
Because he pays people that are supposed to do that. That's not his job.
Yeah, well, he's that money not well spent.
Yeah, clearly. Well, no, that's supposed to be Gentoli that's supposed to either go off or, for example, it's the same thing. Scanavino or Ferrero or whoever, like those guys to me are just Muppets. Like they don't speak on camera. They barely do anything at this point, and they're Elkin's guys. Like I said it on Thursday. I said my concern is Elkin is going to turn Juve into Ferrari.
They're all kissing each other's ass. That is what it seems like, right? Because when you hear about the team principals having these discussions for F1 change rules or discuss a penalty, what have you, you never hear anything from Ferrari. It's always like Mercedes and Red Bull and Aston Martin.
Yep.
Maybe McLaren. McLaren gets in there. Haas, but you never hear Ferrari throwing down anything. So everyone in the management, from like low level all the way up to the chief executives and John Elkin, they're all a bunch of ass kissers. That's it. They all just stroking each other off. Yeah, whatever.
Cups.
I mean,
I'm telling you, the grandfather's rolling in his grave right now.
Probably.
Old man and Yelly's rolling in his grave.
It happens, right? You give it to the kids.
Yeah, and then you fire the guy that actually has an outburst at the actual officials, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hey, we can't yell at referees. You're gone. You're out of here. Could you imagine if they brought Conte back? Conte would just call Elkin a cup.
That's why he's not coming back.
He wouldn't have lasted a year.
Oh no!
I feel like we're watching political correct Juve at this point.
That is what it is.
It's honestly what it is. It's like PC Juve. It's like, for example, it's like when Vince McMahon, we wrapped off the Attitude Era with Agnelli. Now we're in the PG era. So like now Chiesa's like our John Cena.
It's
no. We are the John Cena right now that is covering up and sucking Vince McMahon's ass. That's what we are right now.
It's sad. It really is sad. I mean, thankfully, the rest of the league is ridiculously incompetent, so I doubt we'll ever fall too far behind. But still, it's not good. We should be leaps and bounds ahead of the rest of the league right now. If somebody actually had balls and told FIGC, like, go fuck yourself. And oh, by the way, like, we're gonna have representation at FIGC too. So I bet they put it really good. I listened to his live. I don't know, it was a couple of days ago, and somebody was kind of asking a question about this, and he put it a really good way. And I think I've heard him say it before, but he's like, basically, Italy is 1/3 Juventino and 2/3 anti-Juve, right? And when you say anti-Juve, you might be Inter fans, you might love Inter, you might love fucking Fiorentina or whoever, but you hate Juve more, right? So you have 2/3 of FIGC that hate Juve, maybe even a little bit more. And it's like, we have a guy. Our owner is not like an invisible owner. Like, we have a guy. And then you're telling me, like, you can't exert your influence to at least protect your club's interest in Serie A hierarchy. It makes no sense to me. I don't get it.
I'm going to say the reffing commission has guys. It's like the cop, right? Where you have the guy that got picked on as a kid and he just, becomes an abusive cop. I feel like that's the reffing institution in Italy, where it's just a bunch of abused Inter fans, right? They grew up without winning anything and watching Juve win year after year, and they're like, I'm gonna be a referee and fuck these guys, fuck them.
I was gonna raise you a bar higher and say they're a bunch of Juve Academy washouts.
Or that's another one, right? When you get kicked out of the club for sucking.
But like, if we're looking at most influential men in Italy, like, is John Elkann not like number one?
Yes, he is. The problem is he doesn't use his influence. The only time he used his influence was when he personally made the deal with Lewis Hamilton. He didn't let that. He didn't give that to Frederic Vasseur, the actual team principal of Ferrari. He himself invited Lewis Hamilton to Maranello, flew him in, and held.
Did they have a coffee
personally? Oh, they had
dinner. Was he wearing
they had a coffee? It's happening.
Was he wearing an ascot? Was Elkann wearing his ascot?
Oh, he and 100% he was wearing like a Ferrari shirt, dark blue with light blue horses on it and everything. That's his weird style. No, but that was literally the only time he himself took it upon himself to do a deal, because he knew that deal will bring him money.
I think Lapo is like the ugly stepchild of the family that, like, they throw in a quarter and like make sure that nobody knows where he is.
I feel like he just spends most of his days at the bathhouse.
Like, yeah, that's honestly how I feel about Lapo. Like, I feel like they just, like, the Elkins and the Agnellis are just kind of like, he exists.
Keep him quiet somehow.
Keep him in the corner. Just give him Twitter. Just let him tweet. Don't let him touch anything. Is it like where NBA owners are paid the same, so there's no reason for owners to give a shit? That's like, Tom Gore's in the Detroit Pistons. Guy lives in LA but owns a team in Detroit. Oh, fuck that guy. Lapo Elkann likes waking up drunk with cross-dressing hookers. I was scrolling through the interwebs and I saw this, and I think it might be interesting for you guys to see. Again, it's Backpedal FC Captain of the Year, Romeo Agresti, saying that.
Oh, my boy.
He says the words of Rabiot about the farewell of Allegri are a point of no return. Now the real news would be if Adrian stays at Juventus, not if he leaves, because saying you deserved a different farewell means going against the club, period.
Oh, 100%. And I admire the guy for that he's sticking up for his guy. I have respect for that, actually.
There's not much more to talk about. I think his position specifically leads to a dismissal because it is a Is it really? That's a controversy? Okay, sure. Hey, man, like I said, I've had mixed feelings about Rabiot, but at least Rabiot said, hey, what happened was bullshit, and I'm not going to resign.
If we appreciate him on the field or not, he, in my opinion, is a man of honor. Number one, he extended with the club this season when we had no European football. He stayed with the club. even though he didn't have to. All of us thought he will be gone to Manchester United, to Bayern, and to all the other teams that were after him. But he extended. So I thought I gave him like lots of credit for that one, and for this one that he's sticking up for his guy like 100%. Like I admire him for that. In my opinion, he's a man of honor and a man of his word. He's sticking up for his guy, and I love it.
And you know what? I also to add on that as well is allegedly Elkin called Danilo and talked to him about this.
Oh, and by the way, Danilo's also like from the images and everything is 100% on Allegri's side, because Danilo was the guy that went after Allegri when Max got angry, and he had that moment with Gintoli after like Gatti shoved him out of when Gatti shoved Max away, and he laughed about it and everything. Max went off to the sideline of the pitch, and Rabiot and Danilo were the ones to talk to him and to calm him down, and brought him back, and then they celebrated and threw him up into the air. And that's why Rabiot and Danilo like are 100% on Max's side.
Well, I mean, the whole thing with Max, honestly, I'm telling you, it was because of the outburst for Gintoli. This whole thing with Tuttosport and Guido, I don't.
It's a cover up. It's a cover up.
Guido himself actually said, and let me quote this if you don't mind, and I'll share it in the Discord.
Go ahead.
Only fools fail to reconcile. Allegri and I made peace in 5 minutes. It wasn't particularly difficult because, in hindsight, the context of the Juventus coach's outburst became more understandable.
Oh boy, if that's not telling.
And I'm gonna share it. So I don't speak that well, so I definitely read from somebody.
Yeah, like, and that kind of just goes to show, man. I'm sorry, but like, if Gintoli seriously got his feelings hurt over this, just wow. Sorry, Gintoli, your Napolitano is showing. Your Napolitan fucking gosh, your Bonaparte complex is showing right now.
Keep on trying.
I'm so it's frustrating. it's frustrating. I don't know. It's just, to me, is just absolutely. This is just wow.
Yep.
It really is. It's just wow.
It was never going to be his club. Max was there.
Yep.
Like, and it's kind of to go on what you said. Like, I want the club to be successful, but at the same time, you did this, so you better fix this.
Oh, the spotlight is on him. The spotlight is absolutely on him now. Now there's nobody else to blame besides him and whoever he will bring as a coach, because he will handpick that guy. And boy, if that guy is De Zerbi, everybody will lose his reputation in a single second.
Can you imagine De Zerbi going to Barca?
Oh,
that would be the summary of Barcelona as a football club at this point.
And just address this.
Hate him out. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just to address this from Chiro. He's like, y'all don't like Romeo. How come? No, it's all the journalists. They all say things so positively, so confidently, and then they start backpedaling once things don't go as planned. So, it's a bad luck is really all it is. Like, he's a good person. There's nothing wrong with him. It's just the journalists in general, and we like to make fun of it because they're all doing it. So that's what it is.
Yeah. So what's the conduct then? If the conduct unbecoming, who was the conduct against? If it wasn't that big of a deal with Vasiago,
I don't know.
It's just a scapegoat. It's easy in this situation, right? If they're looking to get rid of him, especially on grounds in which they can break the contract and not have to pay him completely out. Man, it was all over international television, the outburst and him losing his mind and yelling at me. It's easy. This is easy for him.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be he's got a lot of work to do, right? Because we're in what, 4 comps next year? 5?
Yep.
We're in 5
5
comps,
including the Club World Cup. Yeah.
We have no bench as it is.
Yeah.
Right? Rabiot's pretty much gone. Bremer looks like he's going. And then on top of that, Manna's going to Napoli to be their sporting director, from what I
Dude,
understand.
I'm so frustrated because of that one, because I love Giovanni Mala so much, man.
Yeah. I mean, so he's also, not only does he have to replace a coach, he's got to replace a squad. He's also got to replace a front office. I wouldn't be
Oh, he
shocked.
did. He exchanged like his former Napoli guys for Mana, basically. He
Mhm.
got his all his directors and cohorts from Napoli, and so Mana had the free space there. But he has like every position in place, I think, like management wise.
I know, because like that Napoli project was a huge fucking success, right? Best title defense ever.
Shut up, Dash. They got Kvaratskhelia. What do you want more?
They tied with Napoli yesterday, I think. They were almost beating them, and then Napoli scored at the end. But still, I don't even think they're in conference right now.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
It's pretty hilarious.
I can't like that's my thing. I have a hard time blindly trusting this guy based off of what I saw in the winter and how I saw him handle this situation for me. I can't trust him fully.
Like I think he only reports to Elcon. So he runs the whole front office.
Yeah.
The coach is gonna be his, and this is gonna be his squad. Like, I've never seen a sporting director have that much
power.
Even Marotta, like, it was him and Allegri, right? It was a partnership. This dynamic, I can't recall a sporting director outside of probably Moji the last time who had this kind of, this kind of influence.
Look, like I said, either it's Elkin trying to do a laissez-faire, kind of like how he does with Ferrari, and how's that going? No championship since 2008. Or Elkin is 100% convinced that this guy's going to be the guy that does it. So
I hope for his sake, for our sake, he's right.
I hope he is, but for me, this summer market is going to be the one that I scrutinize the most, because this is the foundation setter. This is the most critical one. Not next year, not the year after that. This summer, because you're getting your guy as a coach and you're getting the players that you want for your guy. And if it doesn't work, for me, if you're not in the top 4 comfortably, then to me that's no. Like, for example, people have this as their set point. We can finish outside of the top 4, but as long as we have a style of play, I'll be okay with it. No, stop being a football hipster. No one likes you. Get the fuck out. Go touch some grass. Go get some sunlight. Like, that's my response to those folks. Because if you don't finish top 4, you are financially fucked.
That's the bare minimum.
That is the bare minimum, as you're saying. It literally is.
Bare minimum. That should, although that's not what we've been hearing. This year was the focal point. That was it. We're there now.
You want beautiful folks.
We don't have to pay max out if they find, or even half of it. Let's say they only had wind up owing them 10 mil, right? You have over what did Champions League get you? 80?
Yes.
Right? Yep. Club World Cup, what was it? 40 to 50?
50, I'd say
I believe.
50.
Winning Coppa Italia was what?
5.
I think winning actually got you around 6 or 7.
Okay.
Right? So we're talking about, call it $140 for a proper Mercato.
Yep.
Right? And then no Rabiot, saving 7 mil. No Sandro, you're saving another 7 mil.
And that's net. We're not even taking it as a gross.
Exactly. Right. So
that's
so
like twice the amount.
And if we wind up, and if they trigger Bremer's release clause, that's another 70 million. So now we're looking at close to 200.
By the way, you can even sell Bremer even more expensive right now. The release clause is in 2025.
Oh,
so right now you can earn whatever you want.
Hey, Man United, what's up? I miss you.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If we want, and we most likely are going to sell one big player. So if you're doing that, then we're almost at 2. You telling me you can't, being the guru that you are, you can't make magic happen with 200 mil?
Allegedly, he made it happen with 20 mil at Napoli. So
I'm not expecting top 4. I'm expecting more.
Ooh.
Yep.
For 200 mil? Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Let's go. Throw down.
Hey,
Spend the money.
go for it. Go for it. For me, like I said, people are going to expect this change of play. Like, no offense, folks. Mota is a pragmatic coach. You're going to get the same exact thing.
And by the way,
Because-
30 million, we forgot something. From the capital increase, 30 million were towards the squad building. So we have even money out of that left.
Well, we didn't spend any of that this year.
Yeah,
Nope.
we didn't spend any of that.
Wait. We did. We spent 5 on Charlie. We spent 5 on Charlie.
Tinfoil theory. How did the capital increase come in a week after the winter mercato closed?
They did delay the announcement of it.
They forgot to tell Romeo. That's why.
Oh, is that what happened?
They forgot to tell him.
They forgot to tell Max. Oh man, yeah, you have 30 million more.
Yeah. No,
if
I'm
you want.
sorry. We couldn't get your replacements. Our capital increase didn't process until the first week.
Oh,
of
I'm sorry.
February.
Oh, I'm sorry. The money we could have paid for Jorginho's. Yeah, we gave that. We gave that free too late.
I thought Gentile was a wizard. You mean he couldn't convince Jorginho to leave Arsenal?
Oh no.
Yeah, remember we were going to get
no. How?
I thought he was a wizard.
Kroos. Who else?
Modric.
Their name got linked with Juve. They re-signed with their.
I told you, man. No Mbappe, who is available for free.
Hey, maybe we could pick up Lautaro. I hear Inter is going to be sellers.
Hey, can
Give
we
me
just?
Chanalogu. Yeah, I'll take Chanalogu without any hesitation.
How much?
Hey,
how much is their whole team worth? Just the players.
We'll give friends and family discount. We'll buy the whole starting 11 for like 120 million.
Can we?
I heard it's a store closing sale. Everything must
can
go.
we just Dash?
I'm telling you,
Can we
Bastoni's gone. There's no way they're holding on to him.
Oh yeah.
Lautaro's asking for stupid money. Doubt he's coming back.
He's going to
Barca. If they keep their midfield together, they'll still be a force, but you know what I mean?
You know, ironically, go ahead, German Dad, go ahead.
And don't forget they still have to pay the money to Sassuolo for Fratesi.
Was it 50?
45,
no, it was to 20 something plus
25.
plus they got the junior. They got him for cheap, man. Sassuolo is sleeping with them.
Well, Sassuolo is going to need the money in Serie B, so.
Yep, I have fun collecting those Serie B checks.
Yeah. Check's gonna bounce.
By the way, can we take a second to suck off Real Madrid again?
If the check bounces, do they take him back?
Could you imagine Fratesi goes back to Sassuolo because the check bounces?
Tree just has ownership of his rights.
If that shit starts happening, that's Parma level issues. And what happened to Parma?
Serie D.
What happened to Parma? Exactly. Now Zhang's gone. Somebody else is taking over. I don't know who Oak Tree's gonna sell to, but it's not good. It's really, 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 really bad.
It's funny because Zhang is just like, Oak Tree, no, give me money. I want this money.
Yeah, and like these guys are specialists in distressed debt. Like, what did you
They want you to default. They have a net worth of $192 billion. Of course they want you to.
What did you think was gonna happen? These are not the guys you want to loan money. You don't want to borrow money from these guys. Like, what, you thought 12% was like because they liked you?
So first of all, Barca had a deal for 35%. Number one that. But let's forget that. If I'm Oak Tree, I'm saying, hey, all right, yeah, we can extend it for 1 more year or 6 months, whatever. But now we raise it to 24%.
Like, sure, they're gonna have to, and they don't even own their stadium. It's not like they don't.
No,
and
they don't, dude. Dude,
Barcelona had the Camp Nou, right? That's theirs. They had a media company that they had to sell off. Like they have a big brand name. They had Messi. You know, they were still riding off of that Messi money and those jersey sales. Inter has none of that. None.
Hey, a third of their ticket sales goes to the Italian state.
It goes to the principal of Milan.
Oh my god!
What new stadium? What are you talking about?
Oh god!
Yeah, enjoy this. Enjoy your 20th Scudetto. Yeah, have fun.
And by the way, I don't know if you heard the story. The city of Milan, of course, with help of the Italian government, is trying to come up with a plan right now for the renovation of the San Siro. Yeah, and the most hilarious thing, they try to get money out of Milan's and Inter's pockets. Because they play in the stadium, they try to get money out of their pockets to help support that project. Because they play in that stadium, it's basically used every single fucking week, and they use it till it, dude, it's almost breaking down. I said a couple of times, I was there in 2016, and I was scared with every single step that whole thing will fall apart on my head, man.
Don't you remember they had a power outage this year, AC Milan, during a home game?
Yeah.
Electricity isn't working in there.
And please take another 100 million of Inter for the stadium renovations. Please take it.
Yeah, sure. Send you a MoneyGram.
Hey, now that the Paramount Plus deal is over, how much money does the FIGC need from Inter for to pay the referees?
They're in a lot.
Hey, how much do you want to bet now that Atalanta is going to be IFTV's sweetheart team?
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
Because IFTV can't support a Serie D team after they go bankrupt, so now they're going to jump onto Atalanta.
And Roma didn't make the UCL.
I love it. It capitulated on them,
dude. Dash, imagine the heel turn by Juventus. It was literally imagine the Atalanta deal was a 1-game deal, and at the last game day where they present the new jerseys, you see Juventus jersey with the Paramount Plus logo. Imagine,
man.
Yeah, to further that, I guarantee you Max is going to get the Roman Reigns treatment now. Like the thank you Romans that we keep seeing and hearing.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, if you say, dude, they sacked this man. They sacked this man like this way to not even give him a goodbye tour, to not give him the celebrations of the fans he would just won a title for or a cup for. Oh, have fun in the stadium.
Yeah,
hey, they were on Instagram, on a couple of videos on YouTube. They were already management out, Elkan out hashtags and everything. Brother, that will catch fire, and I'm here for it. I love the club, but I'm here for the fire now.
And that's the thing. Like next year, I highly doubt Inter's going to be in severe difficulty. AC Milan's going to have a new coach. Doubt Pioli's staying, right? De Rossi, yeah, maybe we'll see. I have no idea what he's going to do with Roma. Yep. It's the shines wore off on that. Bologna lose Mota, right? So Serie A to me is wide open next year. It is wide open. If Inter has to go on a fire sale and they're gonna have to like scramble to find a new owner like super quick, and they're also gonna be playing in all these competitions, right? Because they're gonna be in Club World Cup, they're gonna be in all that stuff. It's a wide open year next year. So better take our 200 fucking million and do something with it.
Oh yeah.
If you're Sal, we're gonna start spending. Just let it rain. Let's go.
And my question now that this management tries to distance themselves from anything that the past management did, and from Max and his players, are we expecting a new Juventus logo now?
Oh, Jesus.
Let's go back to
I'm not-
it all started
not-
when we changed.
I'm not going into this. Fuck that. Stupid. That's so last year.
Keep it up. Put the old logo back on the kit. You know,
They're using the 70s one. It's arbitrarily the best logo. Just whatever fits your agenda, you just pick the logo
Hey,
from that
Dev,
era that fits your agenda at the time.
And they still put the new logo on it like thousands of times.
It's called fucking branding. Whatever, guys. Moving on.
Man.
Fuck, people getting wrapped up over a goddamn fucking logo. Get over it. Is this on the level of fucking ancient aliens and the fucking Egyptian pyramids, right? Like, come on. Just stop making correlations to things that don't exist.
We have way bigger problems. We are about to get De Zerbi as a coach, man. We have way bigger problems.
There you go. Fuck the
Based
logo.
on that,
We're gonna have De Zerbi.
based on my own theories, so I don't. but yeah.
Fuck, De Zerbi's like fucking solo Sokoa right now.
Oh
Man, if it
yeah,
was up
I'm
to-
talking to the brothers
Listen,
out
if
there
it's-
lying into the cameras. Oh yeah, I talk to Roman every day.
All the time, wise man. All the time.
So it's clear that Gintoli is just listening to everyone on Twitter right now, right? That's why Max is gone. They listen to it like Rio. So Chiellini, ADP, fuck Marquisio. Even, you know what? We can even have fucking what's his nuts make watches for us there. Fuck. The Swiss dude. Oh, that really fucking killed my rant there. The Swiss dude that makes watches that played fullback.
Liechtensteiner?
Lichtsteiner, yeah,
Lichtsteiner.
fuck.
Lichtsteiner.
They're all
come
coming
on.
back.
Oh,
They're
what
all
the
coming
fuck?
back. I
I
fucked that up. I know. But no, like, I mean, that's what Twitter wants, right? They want everyone to come back. They just want to. It's nostalgia. It's like a fucking Marvel movie. They just want it to be repeating the same old bullshit so they can live their fucking perfect little lives. And at the end of the day, it is kind of like the Real Housewives. We just pretend. We're just gonna pretend to have our pretty little lives. And that's it.
Sad just needed because of the bullshit another glass, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have our mimosas as Sadie Alkin brings home the bacon.
The Real Housewives of Bensonhurst, IFTV. Is that what we're talking about?
God.
Yeah, you know it's funny. It's just like those guys literally fed into like the journalistic bullshit where they completely made thumbnails and stuff like that, and they're like,
Oh, they
"Oh, I
carried
wonder
it.
why would he have such an outburst? Why would he lose his mind?" And it's just like, well because of you.
Oh,
And
you guys, they were at the forefront. Oh, those mofos.
And isn't this funny?
Well,
As I'm just like scrolling.
It went from Mota, right? First they were all on Mota, then they did the switch to De Rossi. They were on for a while. Then they went all in on Atalanta, right?
Yep.
So they're there for a while. Yeah. And now they're
And now they jumped to Allegri. Now they jumped onto Allegri. Now.
yeah.
Oh my god.
But isn't this perfect? Just as an aside, as I'm going ranting about Twitter and how all the legends are coming back, what picture do I see? Like, fuck, guys. Let's just go back to the 90s. Everything was great in the 90s. Let's do the 90s again.
It's just
Great now.
I stumbled upon this tweet. So somebody here, I think on Gazzetta, says Mota knows how to push people beyond their limits. He's a perfect person to revive Locatelli and Chiesa back to their primes. You know what they said about Pirlo? They said Pirlo is going to teach Bentancur how to pass amazingly. Going to make Artur into the most amazing regista in the world. He's going to do X, Y. Like, come on, guys, can we stop with this? He'll be the one to solve the player, guys. It doesn't matter who you have as a coach. If you have physical limitations as a player, you're not going to improve. The only thing that gets better is the system and the players around you. And we have seen Locatelli with Italy, Locatelli with Juventus. He is the new reincarnation of Ricardo Montolivo.
I just
Nothing
love how
more,
everything's this turnkey solution, right?
nothing less. There's no fucking turnkeys. I don't understand. Like that to me is like those are buffoons that have never managed a team, played competitive ball at a high level, touched grass, got vitamin D from sunlight. Like those are the people that think that makes sense. Like,
Where
good
do you-
lord,
Dash, where do you get your D?
that's classified. I get it from Andy Reid. But it's just I cannot stand this because it's just so stupid. Oh, he's a former player. He did this. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. If it works that way and it happens, awesome. I'm happy. But unfortunately, don't put your expectations on that because that shit ain't happening.
Oh man. Well, all the
can't-
questions.
I don't understand how like we have a fan base of like man children.
That's just the world. It's not just
Ex-
our fan base. It's
'Cause here's-
everyone's
no,
fan base.
'cause
Everyone's a
here's-
man child.
Here's the irony. Like the Juventinas, the female Juve fans actually know what the fuck they're talking about.
Oh, here we go.
The male ones are a bunch of fucking idiots. I'm serious. Like I've had conversations with female Juventus fans. They're like, yeah, it's kind of bullshit. I don't really understand the logic behind this, and this doesn't really make sense, or that doesn't do this. Where I have like the other guys, I'm like, we got Mota now. We're gonna win the Scudetto, the Club World Cup, the Champions League, and the Coppa Italia.
It's
With
the
the
food,
boys.
man. It's what you guys are putting in the food and the water there in America. It's all those hormones
It's
and shit.
everywhere.
It's fucking everyone up.
It's everywhere. I feel like, dude, I swear, like the male Juventus fan, like the ones that are essentially like an iteration of Cowboys fans, like Dallas Cowboy fans.
Oh yeah.
We got
Oh,
Zeke,
that's
we
perfect.
got Jerry Jones, we
perfect
got Mike
comparison.
McCarthy, CD Lamb. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that comparison is perfect. I never thought of that, but that's perfect, man.
Just
I mean, honestly, I don't even know who's going to be in our squad next year.
I don't either.
I don't know who the coach will be.
Starting 11's
Get
be
me a
next year.
coach.
I'm like, fuck the fact.
I just want Ditserbi. I really do, just because I want him to coach us into like 15th, get fired by November, just so I can shut that door forever. I just want to shut that door forever. I don't want to hear it ever again. It's like that one coach Milan got that was doing the Christmas tree, Gianpaolo. Everyone was glazing the hell out of Gianpaolo because he had one good season at Sampdoria, and Sampdoria was like almost in the top 4, but they fell apart towards the end. So like, oh yeah, Milan got Gianpaolo. They're gonna play this amazing attacking football. It was, folks at home, it was the De Zerbi before De Zerbi. And then he goes to Milan, and there by the time it was October, they're already 15th on the table. So you know what? I just want De Zerbi. Get De Zerbi. You throw him in there. We go 15th or 16th for the first like 3-4 months of the season, and then we move on, and that door finally shuts, and I don't have to listen or read a single comment of we should get De Zerbi.
They'll bring Max back if that happens.
I would laugh.
Oh man, Max back.
I don't think Max.
2027.
To be honest with you, I don't think Max will ever step foot in the club.
I hope he goes. I'm telling you, I hope he goes to Bayern. I hate to see him at PSG just because PSG is.
Because fuck them.
You want to know, Sal? You want to know? It'd be funny if he goes to PSG and wins the Champions League title.
Oh,
That
is
without
like-
Mbappe. Oh,
that-
without Mbappe. Oh my god.
That is
that's-
literally.
Playing
would-
terror ball. All the way
Yeah, if he
through?
plays terrible, that's literally taking Elkin and Gentoli, opening their mouths, and just taking a huge shit in it.
a big effort
Oh,
if he goes back to Milan. I know him and Ibra have a pretty decent relationship.
If he
I
goes
could see
back,
that happening.
if he goes to Milan, that's him being petty.
Yeah.
Oh, at this point, why the fuck wouldn't he be petty?
Like, in all honesty, and
Max.
it's like, go ahead.
Oh, Max won't retire. Oh, trust me, Max won't
Wait.
retire.
I think-
Now he tasted blood. He tasted blood now.
I think he's gonna be
Oh,
a spiteful.
trust
I
me,
think
he
he's gonna be
tasted blood.
super spiteful.
Oh,
Because like
and
if he takes the,
imagine, and imagine him putting the fire he had on Wednesday into the team he goes to. Oh man,
like, you know how funny that would be if he does take Milan and win the title next year with Milan. Oh yeah,
I can see him doing it.
I could see him going. If he doesn't want to leave Italy, right, and he wants a Champions League club, that's the only one that's. I don't see him going to Bologna. It's a little too low profile, but I can see him going back to AC Milan
Oh,
for sure.
if that happens, will we cover AC Milan?
no, hey, the people that label us as Allegri stands, we'd cover AC Milan.
Yeah, just to be spiteful.
Hey,
It's
just
Allegri.
we will change the background you have right now from from white to and black to red. And
Paint my walls. Everything's changing. Need a Milan hat now.
Bandwagon team request form.
How is the content creator market with in Milan? Is it good? Is there?
It's probably better than all the. Yeah, it's probably better.
It's probably better.
You know, it's funny. Like I know a couple of the Inter ones just from Twitter. There's only one guy I know that really like talks about AC Milan, at least from North American, and he's probably like one of the most annoying people I ever met in my life. So I can't.
So we'll be perfect. We'll be perfect.
Perfect. Untapped market. Untapped market potential.
Yeah, I don't want to say his name just 'cause it's annoying. But yeah,
There's only one. Go figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but no, it will be interesting next year. Like I said, because we don't know who our starting 11 is going to be, right?
We don't know what our bench will be. We don't know who our coach will be. There's a lot of questions.
I haven't known anything in 3 months.
Yeah. So you're a Juve journalist? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Or?
I haven't known anything in 3 years. Can we stop calling these guys like journalists or insiders? They're groupies.
I don't.
They're fucking groupies.
Yeah, it's
honestly, it's gonna be wide open. It's gonna be wide open, and I don't know who our team's gonna be. That's the next year preview.
It's gonna be as wide open as the legs as the cross-dressing hookers that Lapo wakes up with in the morning.
Did you guys watch that? Did you guys watch that Agnelli, the Gianni Agnelli HBO special that they did? If not, I highly recommend it. It was fucking phenomenal. But I think what you'll really enjoy is Lapo. They actually cut to him a few times, like discussing his grandfather, and you could just tell just by looking at him. It's psycho. But highly recommend. It was well done. In case anybody's wondering who's Lapo, like watch that.
Who is this guy? Yeah, he's an interesting cat, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, unless somebody has something to add on to this, but as Das alluded to at the beginning, we've been going 4 days straight here on the same subject.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big shout out though, Bayer Leverkusen actually finished their season undefeated. 34.
The better Invincibles.
It's actually the best Invincibles.
The best Invincibles.
And they are in 2 competitions though, so
2 more games. 2 more games.
Shout out to Bayern to lose second place as well. They are third place for the season. VfB Stuttgart, which I personally think is an even greater story than Leverkusen, because Stuttgart last season was in the relegation. They were in 16th place and fought of the third place of the second division, and that way stayed in the Bundesliga and fought themselves up to the second place. And it's an even bigger story because they didn't even have a chance to get players like Leverkusen had the chance to. And it's an incredible story, and in my opinion, an even bigger story. And the relegation battle today in the Bundesliga was incredible. Literally, after the 80th minute, all of a sudden, all the games went crazy. Every single minute there was a goal somewhere, then a penalty, then a red card.
That's when the national order came out in Germany. 18th minute, the code came out.
Oh yeah.
Then the onslaught happened.
Yep. Oh my god!
Sorry.
No,
I do
it was was crazy, and it was so much fun watching.
I do have this one thing I'm going to ask you three. I had this conversation yesterday, and it kind of piqued my interest, and I think to put it out here for fun. Ronaldo moved to Man United back then, right? It was like literally a phone call away from going to City. Had Ronaldo gone to Man City instead of Man United, would they have do one of two things? A, won the Champions League that year, and B, Ronaldo would have won probably at least another 2 Champions Leagues and 2 potential Ballon d'Ors.
Probably. In fact, why would he not go to City? He'd probably still be at City getting paid to sit on a bench.
The question is, for me personally, are we that sure that he was that close to City? Because I don't know if he and Pep would have meshed together.
I heard Pep
Especially
was
with
coming. It's because Pep was coming to Juve. That's why he chose Juve.
Oh, got you. Because I don't know if you as Pep Guardiola can have a player that is off system that much like Ronaldo.
Because I think the only thing that stopped was a phone call from Alex Ferguson. That's what the story is, right? The urban legend. Because he was practically there.
Yeah. And guess what? That killed Manchester United.
Now he's playing for the same company that is going to own Inter.
And that owns Newcastle. Hey, let me throw a question out there. So the company was close to the royal family, but not an actual company owned by the royal family. Blah blah blah. They are owned by the Saudi state, so they are owned by the royal family. All right, so let's get that out of the way. If Newcastle qualified to the Champions League in the same season that Inter does, who will they choose to go into the Champions League, and who will be relegated to Europa League?
Oh, this has been discussed. They've been warned about all this too. I don't know what the answer is necessarily, but it's definitely a thing it's a known issue with no answer. Get rid of Newcastle, I guess. I don't know. Fuck.
By the way, there are still discussions right now whether Girona can play Champions League.
Yes,
because of Manchester City. They are questioning about that right now.
And pretty soon we're gonna have to make a decision as our next gen are moving up through the leagues. They made it to the quarterfinals. I don't know how we forgot to mention that.
We totally skipped that.
Next gen moving to the quarters. They win 3-2 on aggregate.
And I think they're going to get reinforcements with Yildiz, Illing,
Fajoli
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Miretti can't. Yeah.
Because he's played too many games with the first team.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Illing had 49 appearances and Max was the coach and he on purpose starts on Monday against Bologna, Illing Jr., so the next gen can't have him.
I heard, and again, I have zero idea how reliable this is, but I heard Montero's going to actually throw out the trident. Going to do Yildiz.
Yeah, there was an article today.
I don't think so. I think Yildiz goes to next gen because qualifying for Serie B is way more important than playing against Bologna.
Yeah,
I think now their next game's a 2-legged tie.
Yeah, the quarters is 2 legs.
Yeah.
So in theory, they have 6 more games. I would say 5 more. Because they have the quarters, 2 legs, semis, 2 legs, and then the
finals 1. Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to know what to do. He's only used to playing with children. How is he going to figure out how to play with men now?
It's just longer strokes. Ask Drake. He knows.
No, did he?
By the way, are we allowed to say his name with what's surface now?
What? What's his nuts there?
No.
I don't know. Maybe he's in the now in the same company of other people that are canceled.
They aren't like us.
Oh no, they ain't.
They're
Nobody
not like
knows
us,
what we're even talking about right now. Because no one's
Yeah.
saying any names.
because their family matters are terrible.
Guys, get in the Discord.
Yeah,
So-
you gotta get it.
Because
Just-
there's no
just get in the
euphoria
Discord.
coming for that.
Oh my god,
w-
Dash, you're spitting right now.
Just gonna cover up my face. There's the Discord. Scan that. Links in the description.
But in the end, we'll all meet the Grams.
All right, this is descended into chaos. You know what time it is.
That is gonna play
Hold
Tinder.
up, before we close, a food question. A food question. So, I did a rub for. So I'm doing ribs tomorrow in the oven because I don't have the time to take care of my smoker tomorrow. So I put them in the oven.
Mhm.
I did a nice rub for a couple of racks. I have 3 kilos. So half of them I put a normal rub like garlic powder, paprika, onion powder, coffee, powdered coffee, and everything. So, and the other ones, I prepared, or I had a ready seasoning with that had compound butter seasoning basically. So it has garlic and herb butter taste basically, and I did the other rack with that one. So, what condiment should I use for those? For the normal barbecue ribs, I will use a barbecue sauce. But what do you recommend that fits the compound butter seasoned ribs?
It depends, right? It depends on what you're looking for. Like you can use a standard barbecue sauce as a condiment for it, but are you using liquid smoke or no liquid smoke? Like for example, are you putting them in the
No.
oven? Are you
You
boiling
just said you
them?
put them in the oven.
And the oven.
No, I mean
Dash.
broil because like for example, normally what I do is I'll put the rack, I'll have liquid smoke with water on the bottom. I'll have like a straining piece that's holding the ribs above it so they're not sunk in it. So then I'll cook them for about 7 hours, around 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I can't remember what that is Celsius, but I'll cook those for about 7 hours, pull them out, and then I'll take the ribs out, cool the ribs off a little bit, and then I'll take that liquid, the liquid fat from it boiling, I'll dip the ribs inside that, and then coat it with that, and then after I just store it in the fridge, or if I eat it right then and there, I'll eat it right then and there. But normally I use barbecue sauce. You just need a standard barbecue sauce. I mean, if you want to experiment and make it a little bit more zappy, go for it.
Yep. No, that's my question because I on the normal ones with the normal barbecue rub, I did myself. I will do like normal barbecue sauce. Like there's a pretty good one I like. I will basically base that on the ribs. Like I'll have them covered in aluminum foil, and every hour like basting them and then broiling them with the barbecue sauce to get them caramelized a little bit. And the other ones, I'm wondering what condiment will be tasting good and will get like some caramelization that will fit the butter, garlic, and herb taste.
This is easy. You go Italian. You give them one choice and tell them, "Fuck it. You eat what's on the table, or you can leave."
You eat this meat.
Hey, I'm asking.
Like
Hey, I'm asking for myself. I don't care about the other people. I'm asking for myself. And
yeah, he's asking a gourmet chef.
Have you tried the Dr. Pepper sauce?
Oh, come on.
What the hell is that?
You want something that caramelizes?
Oh, you mean just in Coke, like letting it breathe in Coke? You mean?
Yeah. Do it with caramelize it with the Dr. Pepper. I'm not saying like the stuff at the store. I don't even know if there is stuff in the store. America probably does sell that trash.
Tell me you're American without telling me you're American.
No, just you use the Dr. Pepper to caramelize shit.
We got ourselves that Dr. Pepper dressing. We take that Dr. Pepper, put it over a pot, we boil that sucker, we make it all caramelized, and we take it with our little brush, and then we just dabble around that sucker, and then we get that sucker. Woo-hoo! Nothing like the old Sweet Baby Ray's can handle that Dr. Pepper sizz.
Jesus Christ!
Oh man,
there you go, man.
Like, do you think ranch would work in the oven? If I
ranch doesn't work with anything. Ranch can go fuck itself. It's
something like that.
No,
Why?
you can't be.
Why does ranch exist? Fuck it.
Ranch?
Throw it in the
Ra-
garbage.
minus my co-host here with hating ranch and ketchup. Those are the two things he hates more than anything in the world.
You don't need ranch when you have Caesar salad dressing. It's just better all round. Ranch is useless.
You can't.
Oh,
You can't
that's
use.
a good idea, man. That's a good idea. I have
See,
encourage
you don't need ranch.
But you can't
Yeah.
do. You can't do ranch because it has a low temperature.
Oh my god,
threshold, right?
I have an even better idea. Dash.
Cocaine.
Oh yeah, also,
Back to Lapo.
but I have an Italian honey balsamico sauce.
That will
That-
actually.
that-
It'll
I think
maintain
that
the
would
temperature.
work pretty well. I think.
Yeah, you can't use anything milk based like ranch or anything like that because it burns
yeah.
quickly.
Oh, I use the honey bus. Now that I thought of that one. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, honey will work. Honey has a high temperature threshold.
Yeah.
And
there's a
KB, the
bit of
ketchup. KB's asking where the ketchup touched me in the pancreas, where all the
In
cups
the
of
ass.
sugar,
It touched him in the ass, and his ass has never been the same.
the 5 pounds of sugar are still sitting in my pancreas. That's where it fucking touched me.
Oh my.
It's not good. He took it so much he could not relieve himself of the ketchup, so he hates it.
So terrible.
Oh,
All right. Okay, mates. We need to.
That's me answering Jack.
Let's play this music and get out of here. Let's bugger on off here because we've it's longer than a 15-year-old with an erection. But anyways, boys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe to the videos here. D&D Grilling, D&D Mates, and G Just Mates. We talk about the Outback seasonings that we throw in our meats. But on that note, we will catch you tomorrow for some Formula 1, even though we didn't bloody cover it. So, Ferrari and
Yeah.
Pole for
Yep. No time left.
But yeah, I mean, do join us tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 3
Join
p.m.
us and
Central
we will
European.
cover everything for you guys. Join us.
All of it. Got it all.
Even your toes.
Dash got weird. Anyways, it's dinner time. I need to go touch my meat, warm it up a little bit. And I'll see you guys in the morning.
Sus.
No pause.